I feel like there's a funny loneliness meme in here somewhere. I'm surrounded but all alone. What's up everyone, welcome back to the Land of Wonders. First off, before doing anything in today's episode, I just want to thank everyone for the amount of views that the last Land of Wonders series got. It makes me really happy. It's my most viewed one so far, and I'm not talking about the world tour. That one's not out yet. I'm talking about the one where we built the village in the mountain. That took a long time to make, and I'm really happy with the result, and I'm happy with the reception. So yeah, thank you everyone. In today's episode, the main goal is going to be massive progress on our village here that we've been calling a village for a long time, but really it's just a bunch of my stuff laying about. And I don't have an exact plan so far, but I'm thinking what we're going to do is get a good chunk of pathing in to link up the current build. So like we're going to link up these two, we'll link those up to here, and that as well. We are going to fix the terrain a bit, and I have another extra little thing that I want to get done to kind of give us an idea of the final scale of this village. I won't lie, I've been kind of wanting to move and start building somewhere else. For one, I have been here for a while, and I think just with this being plains and having my stuff not linked up, it's kind of giving me the illusion that it's a really massive project. And not that I'm necessarily discouraged and not having a good time, but what with me still having to do my actual day job, I kind of feel like it's not as satisfying when I go through a week and nothing gets done because of the little time that I have to put in. So what we're going to do is build walls around the village to kind of delineate where the village is actually going to be and give us an idea of the final scale. And I think that'll help keep me a bit more motivated, or at least give me a better idea of what this project is going to be like when we're done. Also, part of the reason that I want to put walls is that I would like to have my villagers move out of the cellar of this building, and I don't want to lock them up in the trading hall. I don't want to have them locked up really at all. It's not as efficient, I know, but I just would like to have them walking around, and that was the initial idea, and I think it would be quite cool. So with having walls, it'll be a bit easier for me to actually light up the inside of those walls and have this area at least be secure so they can roam around freely without me worrying about them dying within 2 nights. And I think the first thing that we're going to do is go with a bunch of dirt and stone and just kind of do some terraforming and cleaning up this terrain here. For a while, I had the idea of having another pond here, but with having one there and another one there, it might be a bit excessive, and I think we'd be better served if we have a central town plaza here, something anyways, and with the terrain all cleaned up, we can get to planning things a bit more in detail. I may or may not have gone a bit overboard on the dirt placing and terraforming compared to what I insinuated at the beginning. Let's take a look around. I'll just throw myself into free cam and let's get a bit of a view from afar. I do a lot of cuts in the videos, so maybe you don't quite see the difference, but in the middle here, there was just a big dip in this part and the crevasses and little ravines. So we got that pretty much all flattened out. So this is all ready to be built upon. And I already think it looks a lot nicer than it did. Kind of hard to tell that there was a village here beforehand. If we go over to the right here, this was also all cleaned up. We kind of got some of this still remaining over here, but we've got it pretty much cleaned up. And the most evident terraforming we can see is from here to over there. So this isn't finished. I just got done doing this section here and I'm calling it for now. I'm going to get started on some building and then we'll continue terraforming as the episodes go on. But this gives me a bit of an idea. As you can see, it's still hollow, so it's not done at all. Under here is also hollow. So essentially what the plan is along this raised platform, we're going to have a big wall that's going here into the mountain. And then we're going to have the same thing in the front here. And that's going to kind of close off the village to keep it protected. I'm not sure just yet. I kind of have a sketch of the wall, but not fully realized. I'm either going to have it just like plant into the mountain and then have another one coming out here. But I might connect them. I'll see once we get to building it what I want to do. We're going to have another kind of wall from here to over here to close this off. and this will be another kind of entrance to the village. So this is going to be like a multi-episode thing. We're going to get a bunch of work done today, but we're not going to finish the village today. That is for sure. So all like this ugliness here and the imperfections, it'll get fixed eventually. I'm pretty confident that'll look cool, but it might not be today. So what I think we're going to do is mainly focus on the inside of the village for today, like the walls and everything. And like this, we'll get this fixed some other time. And for this wall that I have planned out, we're going to need a bunch of spruce and a bunch of stone. So I'm going to get the chopping. All right, that wasn't too bad. So I'm just going to show you guys quickly what I have planned. I have quite a bit of stone bricks and some spruce here. Honestly, we're probably going to run out and I'm going to have to do this a few times. But I just wanted to show you guys what the plan is. So I have a rough idea of what I want the wall to be. At first, I had this design, if you will, here that I wanted to put all around. And I like it. It's quite simple. I was thinking about some details. Like I could maybe take this out and add some iron bars and you could see through the village. But for now, I think I want to keep it mostly plain just so that it doesn't take too much attention away from the inside. And really, it's just to serve as a border so that I can protect the villagers. I think it'll work. It's a bit medieval inspired, and I think it'll look cool over here. Might clash with this style a bit, but I don't think it matters all that much. Nothing here is in the same style anyways, so, you know, I don't know what I could do that could, like, fit everything to a T. I guess I'll get to placing down some of these walls, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Alright, it's been a good few days laying down those walls. I think I'll show you guys around and see what we do next. So we aren't done. Let's get a bit of a view from up here. I think could be pretty good. So as you can tell from here, we've pretty much got the whole village enclosed in these walls. And it's not complete, but I think for now we're going to make do with this. We at least get an idea of the scale of the village of what's going to be. And it's still pretty sizable, but it's not too huge. And I think this helps me mentally not feel too overwhelmed by this. And it just took a long time to actually lay down, but it was really relaxing though. Now, for the moment, like I said, this isn't done. We're just going to take a bit of a break from doing this and do something else. But obviously there are a few issues. Number one being, there are currently no ways in or out of the village. But that's just for now. I just wanted to get the walls down. We're going to have a doorway here for sure, leading to this section. Like, leading to the tower would be pretty cool. And to our little farm over here. We're going to have an entrance here as well. And I have a kind of an idea in terms of terraforming that could be cool for this entrance. But I'm not going to mention it now in case I change my mind. But we have something planned here for sure. And we're going to have another entrance on this side that's going to pretty much be the same as that, I think, when I end up doing it, but leading out towards this way. And perhaps we'll have some docks or something here to have a way to get out. So that's issue number one. Issue number two is that if we were to let the villagers free right now, they can still easily escape from over here next to the graveyard. In this house, they can literally just come up here and then waltz right on out. So we're not going to free them just yet. And I'm going to think about what I want to do. Because I could like terraform some more here and do some landscaping in a way that can block them in. I'll have a think on it. So yeah, there's that for the walls. I think it's pretty cool. And from all the angles, I think it adds a nice little backdrop to everything that's really cool to look at. Like, ignore this. We'll fix this eventually, but I think it still really adds something neat to the village. Next up, I think we're going to do some pathways. And before actually getting to work on that concretely, we're going to take these cobblestone blocks and we're going to map out our pathways before digging everything out. All right, so here it is. And obviously we're not done. There's going to be some more, but I don't want to put too many pathways and then constrain myself just yet. I just want to like clean up this main section, then we can build off towards the extremities a bit later on in the series. So here it is. You can I'll zoom in a bit more, kind of squirrely. And I'm going to have like a main little midsection here. So that's why I didn't put anything there, but all of our builds are connected. So very quickly, this is going to branch off here, leading to the stables, which are going to branch off to the tree storage area. Shopping place here, and we're gonna have another one lead up here to that primary entrance that I mentioned before that will build up maybe later in the episode. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. If we come back here, this will lead towards the other side of the village, where we go up to our little first house that we had alongside here, alongside the graveyard. And it leads to this place here, our little greenhouse thingamajiggy, and a villager house, as well as another pathway leading out the other entrance that we're going to build eventually. And once again, you'll notice that there's nothing coming up here. We're going to have paths here and some builds here, but I'm not quite sure how I want to do that yet, and I don't have this figured out quite yet, so we're going to leave that to a later date. So currently, if we go with the pathways that I have going on right now, it's a lot of stone and cobblestone mixed with mossy cobblestone, some gravel, and unfortunately, if you look into my box here, this is all I have left, which is not going to cut it. So we're going to have to go do some cobblestone gathering and then get to work to doing that. So this is going to be a few hours for me. I think I'm going to make this go in 10 seconds. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Done. So if we take a bit of a closer look around, you can see that I got quite a bit of pathing done. I didn't do everything in the sense that I didn't add like random roads up here yet. I haven't planned anything over to here. I want to wait until I have more builds in place before doing that, so it's not box myself in too much. But this still has just like elevated the whole village, I think, to a new level. It looks so cool. So what I've pretty much done is I've taken this idea here and just extrapolated it, I guess, all around here. Maybe with a bit less variation, like there's no pale moss or anything. It's mostly just cobblestone and mossy cobblestone with some gravel and some path blocks mixed in. And I didn't make it quite as messy as here. You can see where I did the first section here. I tried to make it messy on the outsides, kind of like on the outside of the pond, but I think it didn't look quite as nice. So I kept the rest of these roads a bit cleaner, so there's not too much like stuff spreading outwards, so the lines are a bit more readable. And I think it looks pretty cool. One line that I didn't actually include in the plan and I just added right now was this one heading off to the stables, because I actually forgot to include a way up here. So I went ahead and added that, and I kind of messed a bit with the terrain and the landscaping. So for one, this wall here is pretty much all stone, and I've switched it to texture with a bit of cobblestone and some mossy cobblestone to make it blend in a bit more with the pathway and add a little bit of a dirtiness. It was quite flat before this. And we have a way to get up. Oop, we're going to switch that out. So I've pretty much just added a path up here to get in and out of the stable with my horses. So as I was laying down the path, I was kind of thinking about what to do here to deal with our villager escaping and putting themselves in danger problem. And honestly, I'm still kind of stumped. Part of me wants to kind of leave this open and just make sure it's well lit so that there's not going to be too many mobs. But with it being lit up, the mobs aren't really what's worrying me. It's more that I'm sure the villagers will leave the village and then get themselves stuck and not come back in time for nighttime. So I'm not sure. So I have been thinking for this center part here, my original idea a while ago was to have another big pond, because I think they look cool. But I have one here. There's an ocean right there. I think we're going to ditch the idea of having a pond in the center here. Idea 2 was to have a flower field. So I was thinking of just filling this in with flowers, and it would probably look really nice. But I think for me anyways right now, that would be the lazy option. I'm going to go with this third idea, I think, which is going to be a park. And by park, I don't necessarily just mean a playground or something. We'll probably have something like that, but I mean like a city park where you have benches and it's just a place to relax. I think that's what we're going to do. Kind of inspired by this little resting area that we had in the last episode. So maybe not as dirty and mossy, because I don't think that fits with the aesthetic of our place. But something like this in our actual village. So a little resting area with like some trees, maybe some picnic areas, some of these swing sets I think are really cute. So I think we're going to bring some of that life into here. By the way, my frames, I mean, like, they're not bad right now, but they've been taking a hit for some reason as I'm filming this compared to usual. So if that comes through in the video, I'm sorry. I'll try to see what I can do about that in between episodes. I don't quite know what that's about. It's weird. So yeah, that's what we're going to do here. I think what we're going to do first is I want to try maybe using leaves to make a hedge all around it as a border. I think I think that'd be cool. I'm not quite sure, so I'll try it out. Okay, that's done, and I think it looks pretty cool. Here it is from up here. Also added like 4 little gateways here that I'll permanently leave open. It's just for aesthetics, because if I close those, then the villagers won't be able to roam the park. But I got one in here, and one over there, another one over there, whoops, over there, and a final one right up here. So next up, before actually planning anything else, I think we're gonna build a tree. That's right. Another custom tree. And I'm not quite sure how big and what style. I'm thinking something in this style, like oak-ish in the middle here, and maybe we'll have a few, maybe like 3 of them. I'll try my hand at designing something. No promises on how it's going to turn out, but I don't want to build a big building in the center here, partly because I kind of like the idea of being able to see across the village from wherever you are. So from here I can see across to that house, and from there you can see across over there, and you can see like the backdrop of the walls from wherever you are. I really like the idea of that. So I want most of my builds to be more on the outsides of the village, and we'll have the middle be like the park that you can still kind of see through, so nothing is blocked off or out of sight. That's the plan. Let's get to building some trees. Alright, so we got our trees down, and let's walk through that, and it'll be story time from Zordo. So, after getting these trees put down, I thought it'd be cool to update to 1.21.5 to get like the litter and everything, to kind of see how that would look in our world, right? Especially for this park here, I think it could have been cool. So I did that, updated all my mods. Most of them have 1.21.5 versions, so I thought I was all cool. That it didn't work at all. It just crashed non-stop. I don't know why exactly. So I figured, oh, it's not that bad. We'll just come back to the old version, finish the episode, and then we'll sort that out into 2 episodes. But then this version started crashing, and I was like, oh no, I lost all my replays. I lost all the footage, and I just barely got it working. So I think everything's the way it was. Some things might have changed with the mods moving over and whatnot. I had to reset my camera util binding, so I don't know if anything else changed without me noticing it. So if something's weird, that's why. I'm sorry, but I think everything's all cool, and by next episode for sure we're going to update to 1.21.5 to see how that looks in our world. We may not have replay mod, but at least for this one we'll have our time lapses. So yeah, what do you think about the trees? Also, something cool's been happening. As I was building this, I'm guessing I have enough villagers now for the game to consider this a village, because I've had some visit. I'll let you I'll show you, and it might explain my frames having a hard time. We got a few new members of the family. I've just had cats spawning everywhere while I was building this thing, and I just couldn't not adopt them, right? So now we got a bunch of cats. So I'm not quite sure what I want to include in this park. I'm gonna want some benches and just some chilling areas. I'm thinking over here with these trees could be quite cute to have like a little picnic table or a picnic place, and this is more relaxed here. Maybe a play set around here somewhere that could be easily visible from everywhere, so that the parent villagers could look at the kid villagers, make sure they're all cool. And yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna look around at some parks and get some inspiration, and then we'll see what we do. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is get some string here from our spider farm, so we can control the vine growth just a bit more. 26 should be good. Let's pop up here, hop on over to our park. There we go. I think that looks a bit better. I think this tree in the corner here looks particularly picnicable. So this is where we're going to set up our little picnic area. Something like that looks pretty good. All right, come here, come take a look. So kind of ripping myself off from last episode, I have a little picnic carpet thing going on here that looks pretty cute, and I've got some invisible item frames. Actually, that's what these are. have some food just laying around. It doesn't make sense for it to be just like chilling a bit everywhere and not being in like a pile. But that's what we got going on for now. I was thinking of adding whatever it is that the hermits use to mess with armor stands to make something like this more detailed, but I'm not quite sure yet. But it could be cool. We'll see if it works on the next version. So we got that there, the extinguished fireplace. We got a little table design with some chairs. I think looks pretty good. And we have this, which it's not my original design, but I had iron trapdoors at first. It's supposed to be kind of like a fire pit, like more of a grill kind of thing going on. I think it works well enough to sell what it is. It looks cool is what's important. And I've also got another one over here. Pretty much the same ideas, just laid out a bit differently. And if we zoom out, this is what we got. It's already starting to fill it out quite nicely, I find. I'd say we're pretty much done for the picnics for now. We'll add some more decorations, like some plants and stuff afterwards, but we're going to have all the main little things set up, and then we'll go around and filling in what we need. Also, before moving on, you'll notice that up in the trees here, I've added some full blocks with some glowberries. Does it make sense for these trees to be growing glowberries? Probably not. But I don't care. It looks cool. And I've done it for pretty much every tree. Just a few. So from here, if you do stare, you can kind of see where I've had to add the full block of wood to put the berry on. But you're not meant to look up into the tree. So it doesn't matter. We'll let these grow and see how it looks. And if we don't like it, we'll take it off. But I think it's going to be pretty cool and offer just a little bit of lighting and add some ambiance to the place. We have the same thing with this plant here. So I think it actually will work pretty well. And right around here, I think is we're gonna have like a little playground for the kitties to play in. Obviously, we're gonna have some swing sets, but I'm gonna try to add a few more things that are newer. We'll see what I can come up with. Okie dokie. So we got that done, and I've added like this archway kind of ish here with the hedge on this entrance, and I'm not sold on it just yet, but I figured I'd leave it there to see how I feel about it in a few days, maybe, if it grows on me. I figured I'd show you guys. So, over here, we have some monkey bars that I made up with some iron rods. I think it looks pretty nice. Obviously, from here, the iron rod is bulkier on this side, so if you'd like look at it too long, it doesn't make sense. I tried it with chains as well, but I think the copper rod looks a bit better since it's solid, right? And right here, we have a swing set. And right here we have a slide, which it's Minecraft, so it probably hurt your butt really bad. But just like pretend pretend that it makes sense. And yeah, let's see if I can get up. Nope. Oh, whoop, there we are. And let's go. So this is the little design. If we actually go up it in first person, I put some fence gates here to add a kind of railing, and I think it looks nice. I think I'm going to let all of this oxidize until it's green, and I think it'll look better. Maybe I'll let it rust just partially and then wax it, and I'll see what I prefer. But I don't want it to remain this pristine. I think it looks better when it's a bit rustier. Over to here, we have a little swing set, kind of like the one that we have in the village over there, and kind of like that one, but a bit smaller. With the trapdoors, I think it looks nicer for the actual seating rather than the slabs. And yeah, it's just a bit smaller so that it fits underneath this tree. I think it looks quite cozy, and I've been pushing this cat around. I've tamed a few more cats once again, and I've just been putting them around the park instead of having them all in my house. I think it looks cool. It's fun to add some life. I think I'm going to take a few of those once we're done and bring them into the park rather than just leaving them over there. Here is our sandbox. Some little chairs and benches for the parents, I suppose, to watch their kiddos. And I've added some chests and a barrel over here just to, I guess it could be to store toys or something. And mostly it just adds a little bit of detail. I think it looks really cool, especially coming from over here. I think it looks quite nice. And if you take another little view from afar, this is our park. So far, it's starting to really come to life. Alright, so I realized that I didn't actually brief you guys on what I was doing before doing it, but I'm pretty sure you caught on to what I was building. But let's go take a look. It's right over there. So what's with having all the cats in my house? I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have a little shelter for them? And I felt like the park would be a good place. They could be like the community's cats. So that's what we did. I built a little shelter for them to sleep in at night with some wool. And this is their little water source and some food. I didn't design this beforehand, which is really fun with this episode. It's pretty much like just a main idea, which was terraforming the place. And then off of that, we spawned the idea of having the park in the middle. And then with the park in the middle, it's like more ideas are popping up, like with the park and the picnics and this. Oop, I'm going to go to sleep. So yeah, basically what I was saying is that I think it's just fun because it's just a bunch of ideas that are like in the spur of the moment popping up. So this is the little hut that we made for them. And I also got a little playground for this one over here that I've set up like this. Like I said, none of this was planned, but I would like to mention that this is really, like, I've seen something like this before, for sure on Marlo's channel, and it's definitely inspired by that. So keep that in mind. If you like this idea, go check his channel out. And I saw something like this on Pinterest. I took a screenshot. I'll think to add this here. And I kind of took inspiration from that to build up this little playground for the cats. And I think it looks really cute. Now, if we zoom out, we can get a bit of a view of what we have going on so far. And it's pretty cool. I think we could have maybe one or two more features alongside here. And then we could finish up with adding some like flowers and stuff. So I'll have a think about what I want to do here. And I'll bring you guys back in afterwards. I think what we're pretty much just missing for this little park area is a few little spots to just hang out and relax and chat. So that's what we're going to set up. And with that little section done, we're going to move along a bit further up towards the midsection. And here we're going to do some longer chairs, more like some benches, I suppose. We're going to make a few of them. And actually doing this spawned another idea. And here I returned with the materials. And I don't know how like popular this is, but I'm gonna try and make like a game that I've seen parks around here. It's mostly adults that play this, and it's like a big little basically the adults, they all have these like metal balls that they throw, and I really don't know what the goal is. I don't think I've ever played it, so if any of you have an idea of what I'm referring to, then please leave that down in the comments, because I'm not quite sure myself. But first, I'm filling in this little spot here. We're going to go with the same sand pit design that we have over where the actual kitty area is. So I think on the other side, we'll add one final bench, maybe more centered. I think I'm satisfied with the amount of features. We're going to make a few more of these little lamppost things. They're not really lampposts, are they? But this little statue thing here, put our lanterns on, and we'll stick a few of those in the park. We'll have one here, 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 and right here. That should be pretty well lit. And a little something I've been doing in between clips in our little greenhouse building thingy over here. I've been collecting pumpkins so we can make jack-o'-lanterns and hide those underneath moss carpets or something once everything else is decorated, in case we need to have a bit more lighting but want to keep it hidden. I think this is looking pretty good. I've done just about what I want to get done for this episode. I don't know how long the episodes are going to actually be, but in terms of work on my side, it's been quite a while. Like doing like the walls and everything, it's really relaxing, but it takes some time. So I think what I'm going to do now is just walk through this park and add a bunch of little decorations, mostly plants and stuff, like flowers, and maybe make some little, not necessarily hedges, but like little mini trees and stuff, and just decorate this. Add some paths and some other little knickknacks, and then I'll bring you guys back in for a final look around, and then I think that'll be it for today's episode. And done. So we're going to take a quick look around, and then I'll let you guys go on with today. And also, my controls have been like unbinding, and everything's acting a bit weird, so I'm going to see what's up about that, and get everything sorted out for the next episode. So I guess we should start at this entrance here, which is next my house. We have our archway here. So I've added a bunch of foliage everywhere, like some bushes there and some there. A little bit of the little mini azalea trees to kind of rechange the textures. I got some flowers about. I got one like bigger garden here to kind of add a bit more of color, but I didn't want to go overboard and put it everywhere because it kind of covers everything up. So I've put in some grass and some of the smaller flowers. And I've taken out all of the long grass, or not all of it, but most of it is towards the center. And I've tried to keep most of the long grass towards the outside. We got some extra little stairs in. I've redone the pathing. Here are all our cats just chilling out. Except for Mango and Pickles that are still at my place. Whoops. Overall, I'd say this is pretty good progress for the village in this episode. It really makes this area feel more like a place that I want to stick around a bit longer and keep filling everything out. It's gonna be really cool. We're gonna get back to more buildings and actual structures in the next one. I think I've had my dose of terraforming and landscaping, but I think it's really cool. I'm also going to keep an eye out for more cats spawning in this village, and we're going to see how much we can stick into that little house over there. So with that being done, everyone, if you enjoyed what you've seen, please think about dropping a like and subscribing. If you have any ideas about what we should do over here, I'm going to have a think, then leave those down in the comments too. I'm still undecided as to whether we build a tunnel or if we massively terraform this edge of the mountain, and we'll deal with this nether portal later. I don't plan on going to the nether anytime soon, so if we have to get rid of the portal, so be it. So I'm going to get to cleaning up my shulker box mess, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.